Jeremy Bailey, Walnut Group. A couple of quick questions and then I'll have a little discussion. Perhaps this is a question for Oleg. Has the EFSB asked for advisory opinions from the town in regards to property values of abutters? I read it in their FAQ, but I couldn't find it in any formal requests.
The EFSB has not asked the town council for anything.
Okay, because, or the town in general. Have they asked anyone within the town for an advisory opinion?
No.
The answer is no.
Okay.
But we took it upon ourselves to engage.
They have asked the tax assessor for an advisory opinion on that question.
They have, okay. I found it in an FAQ that the EFSB submitted the other day, and I hadn't found it in any of their other information. I'm not quite sure why. I respectfully asked the town to respond, or let's come up with another way to do this, or maybe you can comment a little bit on how it's structured, because the last person that any of us had ever asked when we go to buy or sell a house is the tax assessor. We do not ask them how much our town is worth. And I don't know if the town has actually reached out to local appraisers as well as local real estate agents, but they've made a mistake and it's an invalid question, and I think it would be more coming from an intervener as opposed to someone from the public to advise them that they made a mistake on that request. So I guess there was some public hearings from Spectra recently. We received a notice in the mail. It came a day after the hearing. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. I'm sure a lot of people have rung your bell on that one, but we also need to be holding, Spectra to, the same scrutiny that we're holding, in Energy. They've taken a lot of our time, but, they're trying. I believe they're doing the same dirty politics. So if you could just make a note, and whoever is from the town, the liaison, or whoever can reach out to them, let them know that, we need to be given proper notice.
That is on the agenda.
Oh, that's part of it. It's going to be considered? All right, cool. We can talk about that later. So the other day, I think it's become clear ever since the first EFSB meeting that parking has been an issue. We had a gentleman in town, Burrillville Motors, who was kind enough to lend us a shuttle for the last hearing. I guess it was brought to his attention through someone in the town that he cannot use that shuttle using a dealer plate and he'd have to register it. And then someone mentioned to me, why doesn't the town actually provide shuttles at some of these hearings? So for any of the future hearings where we expect parking to be an issue, I respectfully ask that we work on getting shuttles, and if the people of this town need to go to their hearings, they should not be turned away. Because I was actually surprised. I noticed the attendance was a little bit low when we had the extension of the EFSB hearing in this room. Apparently there were residents that were turned away because of parking. So there was actually people that were turned away at that meeting by the police who were doing their job, and at the last meeting, luckily we had a shuttle that I believe we estimated around 120 people. So I think that's something that the town should be, providing as a service. I agree with a lot of people here. I think the town council wants to do a good job. I believe that one, if not all of you, were on the wrong side of this issue at one point. You've educated yourselves as well as we have. And even though you've remained neutral, I believe you guys are realizing the seriousness of this from the constituency, the amount of people on the constituency that are against this power plant. But I think you as well have realized at this point, how serious and how detrimental this will be to our community. That said, we obviously do our homework. I've been doing homework on a great many of you, looking into your background, and something has not felt right in this whole process, and I couldn't figure out exactly what it is. And I realized it wasn't David Place, it was not Michelle Bouchard, it was not Steve Rawson, it was not John Pacheco, it was not Don Fox, it was not Nancy Binns, it was not Miss Brown. Kim Brown, sorry, I forgot your first name for a second there. What I realized is I found a cancerous tumor in this town, to use a metaphor, and that cancerous tumor is Mr. Mike Wood. What I found through my research is that, and I've witnessed this myself even before Energy ever came into play, or at least since we've been made aware of it, is Mr. Wood has a history of being a bully, and I'd be willing to bet he's bullied at least one of you at some point in your careers. And I find out that he bullies not only members that answer to him directly, people in the town, but other workers that don't fall under his jurisdiction in the town, he bullies. He calls up, he yells at them, he belittles them. It's bad, it's a cancer. So I know that later on in this agenda, we're going to suggest putting to a public vote, a non-binding vote on the proposed power plant. We're going to voice our opposition of that. I think it's too much in conflict. We'll talk about that then. What I do want to put on the agenda is I would like to have a resolution that we limit or remove Mike Woods from power, including but not limited to buying out his contract. We can figure out those details.
Mr. Pacheco, I move the question. This has gotten into personalities, it has gotten nasty, and at this point, I think we need to move on.
Well, actually, but Ms. Binns, I respectfully disagree. It hasn't gotten nasty. What it has gotten into is facts, and these are facts that have been relayed to me directly from the people involved, and I'm not going to mention them because I understand what the repercussion is going to be while Mr. Wood is still in power. And I say in power.
Jerry, this really...
No, but this is a very serious matter, and so we're going to put this on the agenda, and I want to just put it on the record that I don't want this stricken. This is an issue that does need, this is not a personality, this is not a personal attack, this is a serious matter. Mr. Wood wants this power plant, okay? Don't tell me otherwise, I know for a fact. Loose lips sink ships.
We gotta stop it.
Okay, we'll stop in a minute.
Thank
Loose
you.
lips sink ships, and he has loose lips. We know he wants his power plant, and he can't help it with the bugle. I'm respectfully not going to back off on this for a second, because I guarantee you some of you have been bullied by him. So we need to do something about it, and you as a town council, I'm holding you all in high regard, but also personally responsible to help the constituency get this done. Thank you.
You're welcome.